SoundSense for DwarfFortress works. Doing it in Go, using Cobra for the command line integration. And I got a subcommand I'm trying to write that'll help me import the SoundSense XML files, just as an ease of use for myself, really. For some reason I cannot get a CLI flag to pass into the subcommand, so let's see if we can figure this out. What am I doing wrong here? I should be able to see what the documentation has. Yo, what's going on, Zach? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Nice. Yeah. Good vibes. Hadn't seen you in a while. Sorry. Yeah, chilling. We're just playing around trying to write this little CLI tool in Go, and I'm having trouble figuring out a flag argument, so obviously. Yeah, it's actually a third-party. There is a third-party utility for DwarfFortress that plays sounds when something happens in the game. And I'm trying to rewrite it in Go, but I'm still at the first steps here of using this library for CLI stuff. Yeah, man. I'll take it. I'm down with being a hacker. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. What have you been up to? Games, yeah, sounds good. I've seen your notifications. I should have jumped into a couple of your streams, but yeah, just getting settled, you know. Like, been here about 4 months. Starting to get used to things. We bought a house, so we're chilling, you know. It's been great so far. We're really enjoying it. It's good stuff. Alright, so import path. We're trying to create this import path, so we need a variable. Thanks, man. Your emoji game is on point, let me tell you. I like the custom Zach emojis too. That's fantastic. Like putting everybody else to shame. Good stuff. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. We let's see. We just bought a house. We're trying to get in the swing of things. You know, we're getting used to the island, going exploring and stuff. Going to the beach a lot. It's been great. Addicted to Twitch. Yeah, I can see that. I can feel it. I've been getting into it a little bit more lately too. I've been streaming just a couple of games, but I've been watching other folks, and there's a community of folks, the Legion of Dorks, that do. It's based around some folks that do a podcast that's really cool. So I've really enjoyed that. I'm starting to get a little more into it. Yeah, for real. Like the art. Put on a couple of folks I like that do art for a living, just in the background while I'm working, listening to them talk about their stuff. It's been great. Yeah, so let's see, if we run this now, we should have, we didn't already, yeah, but it's there, so you can see the import path of the string. SoundSense YAML. Hey Ace, what's going on? I do, yes. I'm surprised it's the first time you've seen me. I'm a little taller than most dwarves, but I got the beard at least. I used to stream with a helmet and horns on it, but that didn't make the move to the new location. Yeah, so doing a little programming today. So we've got the import path. And if I pass it something, yeah, see, this is the problem. I've got import path, I've got the variable, it's importing it from, see, Viper has support for the config file, so I've got the config file here that's also importing it, but it's not letting me overwrite it on the command line, and I think, you know, I need to also bind it with Viper. Flag. Path to the import command. Persistent flag. That should, I believe, that should be binding the variable to the one that I've been using. Do it over here. Alright, let me just like not spell anything, right? Find p flag, there we go. Alright, so that should be binding it and overriding it. See? That's the problem, it's not getting it. It's invalid memory address no pointer, which means it is trying to get it. It's trying to get the variable not being set. Why isn't it being set? Yeah, Zach Ace is a member of that same Legion of Dorks community I was just talking about. Ace, Zach is a friend of mine and co-worker from way back. We worked at like 3 different jobs together for like a decade. Yeah, true story. If I hadn't gone and defected, we'd still be working at the same job. Although, to be fair, you defected first, Zach. Then you came back. Alright, so... Alright, in the root command, we have the init config, which is reading the configuration file. That doesn't have anything to do with the command. So that is getting going. Why? What is... I don't understand. I don't understand. There should all be that... There should be all that's required. Unless it's a... Oh man, let's go dumpster diving into the code. Okay, let's see. So bind p flag takes the string and p flag and it returns a function being this function right here, which takes a key, a flag, and returns the value. Flag values. Flag value binds the full flag value set to the using each flag. This is the flag that we're setting for Cobra. We import path. This is the flag it's supposed to be looking for. The Viper is supposed to be binding to import path. It's looking at import path here. So this could be like what var. This could be var. Should still be trying to import paths. Same thing is happening there. Let's see. Port path. Port path. So let's see. In here, I had to do a pre-run. Let's set the value of game log to string game log. Right. So what that's doing is it's reading the Viper config settings, setting that variable to that, and then if the CLI overrides it, it resets the variable to the CLI. Yeah, thanks, man. I briefly thought about shaving it off, and then I was like, you know, I don't know, I like it. And, you know, how do you have a DwarfFortress live stream if you don't have a beer, right? So. think I might keep it. So, what I can do at the very least is get Viper to bind to the config file, which is fine. Let's see. That's going to set this variable here to whatever it finds and parses from here. The init config, it's going to load the configuration file, it's going to look for the environment variables, and it's going to look for things in the config file. So this should find it. This should find the import path from the config file. No. It did not. Oh, because it's not a root level import. So what do we have in the config file? That's reading from the configuration file. So now we need to tell it to override command line. Oh, right. Help if I read what I'm typing. Flag. Still doesn't work. No import command that works. Y'all saw that, right? It was literally just working. For real, I just ran it and it worked. All right, y'all can hear that? Yeah. Okay. That's what happens when a headset dies. Sorry, it's gonna be some crappier audio because now you're listening to my webcam instead of my microphone because I'm cheap and not cheap. I'm broke and do not have a good microphone. I think you can still hear me. It looks like you can. I can't hear the music. And that's important. So swap headsets. There we go. Yeah, And you guys probably lost the audio because there. All right. Music's a tad loud. Okay, that's easy enough to fix. Hold on. Yeah, that looks like it's a little better, right? Cool. Should be a little bit quieter. It's a tad loud for me too. I gotta. How many different controls do I need to figure out before I can figure out where everything is playing? There we go. Yeah, okay. That's a little better? That's a little better. Okay. Look at that, debugging live. Check that out. I feel like a pro streamer now. Okay. All right, so let's see, import still has that. Let's see, so why did it just break? I swear it just worked. It should. All right, it probably broke. Let's see, I bet it'll work if I do this. Yeah, okay. So that's working. Using Python for OBS. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea a whole lot. The further I get into streaming, the more I kind of want to programmatically control a lot of stuff. Like, I'm a little bit annoyed with having to manually upload videos to YouTube and set stream info in the stream manager every time I start a stream and copy it to Discord. And I'd like to script that all out and just have it like open up OBS, set everything up, start the stream, post everything. Like, that'd be nice. I didn't realize you could use it to actually control OBS, although that makes perfect sense. So yeah, if you do something like that, open a GitHub repo. I'd like to check it out. That'd be neat. Especially for controlling the audio inputs and outputs. Like, that would be killer. Although I'm starting to get to the point where I actually feel sort of comfortable with it, so maybe, doing it manually is not a big deal right now. But why not automate when you get a chance? All right, so we're definitely getting the value here within the run. Yeah, so import is called, that means we're getting it when it runs. When import runs, we have all these values, and we're getting them from the config file. So what I need to be able to do is figure out how to override the value coming from the config file on the command line. And I think, because we saw that Viper had string as import.import path, that well, which one runs first? Okay, so I know init runs before the main function. When does it run before the pre-run? Let's do a little more debugging, huh? Let's see. Here's a ton of nested scenes in OBS. Oh, nice. Yeah, nested scenes, man. I don't even. That's way further than I had at it. I've just got a couple of overlays and that's it. Yeah, that sounds. That'd be ripe for automation. You're right. That's a good idea. Yeah, there's so much stuff. Like, I get why people have producers. There's just so much that's just first like managing the stream and like, yeah, I don't know. It's good.
the more I learn, the more I really like it. But it's one of those things, like the more you learn, the more you know that you don't know anything. Just like, you know, my programming and sysadmin careers. The more I learn, the more I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. So, all right, so we're gonna do a little bit of troubleshooting here. One of the things I don't know how to do is step through the debugger using code, VS Code with Go, you know, with anything actually, but you know, I only program in Golang. I don't know how to actually do the stepping debugger, and that would probably save me a whole lot of time. So maybe one of these days I'll spend a weekend learning how to do that. Then I wouldn't have to, you know, print lines here. Got to here, got a little further, got to part 3, took the if statement. Does it get this far? All right, so let's see. I was going to say pre-run, and then a bunch of pluses so we can see it in the output. And then we're going to do the same thing in the init. Drop the init right there. And let's see what happens. What? Oh. Okay. Duh. Alright, this would be init. Doesn't help when you name the output the exact same for both functions. Alright. Fair enough. So it's running the init first, and then it's running the pre-run, and then it's running the run. Which makes sense. That's why I'm getting the null pointer, because this hasn't done its job yet. Which is fine. That also means we have to figure out why it's a null pointer. Why is this a null pointer? There's not a p flag? Still have the import path from the config. Writer dot I feel like this is going to return the exact same thing. We'll just get the same thing twice, right? Or once. Why are we getting it once? So it's running here. Are we not getting to the run? That can't be right. Alright, so this isn't doing anything. It's printing. Are there no settings? Maybe there's no settings. Okay. Well, that explains that. There's nothing. There's nothing in there. Why? Why is there nothing in there? Why is there nothing in there? But then there is all of a sudden here, later. Config. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. All right. So we create a new command. What is this? Persistent rerun. I have not seen this before. This command will inherit and execute. Pre-run. Children of this command will not inherit. Who's a child of the command? The child of the command is going to be like the root command, right? So does this need to be a persistent pre-run? I think this needs to be a persistent pre-run. Possibly. So this is the parent, the root command. Well, that's better. You can't see me. Well, what's going on, man? That's weird. Like everything's dark? Huh. Okay, so it's just two dorks. Yeah, I can see myself. And not just like by doing this. No kidding. That's weird. How does that work? Cool. Yeah, like man. All right, so that didn't change anything on the output. Let's see. I like that too. Just like programming in the dark. Just like a. All right. So this should, unless it was working. Unless we fix the problem, this should give me a null pointer. Oh, null pointer. So that didn't fix anything. Persistent pre-run. So what is the child then? This. All right. Well, we shouldn't have to do that anyway, because we do have the child here. So what do we do? Let's recap real quick. What do we know? We know that the Viper.allSettings map is empty when it finally gets called. Hang on. Let me uncomment this back so we can get a little further than just a stack trace. Oh man, you know, if I'd have read the stack trace, it would have told me what it was. Well, at least it would have told me what I just found out. There's just nothing in all settings. It's empty. But why? But why? Right? So it's empty on init. And it's not empty later when the command is run. I suppose because the command is the child of the root command? Let's see, so am I putting the variable? Does this need to be a scoped variable? I bet that's not right. See, this, I bet this is not going to work again. It's going to blow up. Yeah. Right, because I'm doing this up here. So let me comment that out again. See, that will not allow me to set the string then. So it's, yeah, it's definitely going to be outside. What? How is it getting the... Oh no, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's still getting... Yes. So all settings is still there. All settings is getting the value. But I need to assign that value to this variable. So this variable needs to be outside. That variable needs to be outside. If there is any doubt into what key bindings I'm using, that just erased them, didn't it? All right. JJKK. So we definitely have the key import with the map import path barbaz. This is definitely getting into the run function as the variable being pulled out of the config file. And if I were to say like import, hey, all right, you can see me now. Awesome. That was weird, man. Like, how's your phone not working? Yeah. Well, that's not good. It kind of defeats the purpose. Like, Twitch is for watching, right? I'm not down with being my own super boring coding podcast, but I don't imagine that's a whole lot of fun for anybody. Although you said you were enjoying hearing me just mutter to myself. I don't think it would have that wide an audience. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so we're trying to debug some code here and figure out why I can't get a variable to not be a null pointer. And we have learned that Viper is definitely getting the value from the config file within the run. And we cannot assign that value to this pointer dereference when we run the file, run the command. We get a null pointer. So the project today, this is a let me back up. It's DwarfFortress related. There's a third-party app that it's called SoundSense. It's fantastic. It watches the DwarfFortress log and plays a sound when different events happen, right? So like somebody gets hit, it plays a sound for somebody getting punched. If a cat adopts an owner, it plays a meow, that kind of thing. It's written in Java, which I just don't like to deal with. So just kind of as a way to learn Go a little better, I'm trying to rewrite that app in Go. Not to try to replace it or anything, because they did a fantastic job. I'm just trying to learn my own. And so I'm looking at the Cobra CLI library for Go to run command line tools, or to create command line tools. And Cobra uses Viper under the covers for configuration. And what I'm trying to do is get uncomment this so it actually works. Or sorry, comment this out so it actually works. I've got this command line tool that basically what I'm trying to do at the moment is have this sub command import parse a flag for import path. So if I say import path right here, and what Viper does is it reads from a configuration file. So I have configuration file. Viper. This is Viper and Cobra. This is what we did for the repbot CLI, right? So so for some reason I can read the configuration file just fine. It gets this import path with barbaz. You can see it printing not within the init for the subcommand. You can see it printing in the run for the subcommand, which is fine. But when I try to have the flag for Cobra parsed for the command line, I get a null pointer. So if I say import path barbaz, when I actually have Viper try to bind to import path, the variable import path barbaz, no dice. So I'm guessing we need to do a little bit more troubleshooting to figure out what is getting where. So we know Viper, this is not getting here. Viper all settings is not parsed within the init command, which is, I think, expected. I think. So what is the null pointer? The null pointer is trying to dereference import path, right? Because nothing else is a pointer. These are I wonder if that's it. Import command persistent flags. Huh. Oh man. You know how when somebody's standing behind you in a cube and all of a sudden you can't type? Now I got like two folks that I know professionally, and then Ace, who I know socially, all watching me all at the same time, and I'm really not gonna be able to type. Yeah, no doubt. All right, so format.prompt, format.print, plus v, set v, and we want both key and value. Let's see, what keys and what values do we have in? I didn't give it what I needed. Import command flags. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. So Steven's judging me super harshly, and Zach has a bag on his head. I like that. I like that. Oh no, we're just mixing flags. Okay. Is there no... Need a comma? Need a comma. Thank you, VS Code, for making me a better programmer. Okay. Huh. Can't range over the flags. Which I guess makes sense. Alright, so... Well, we just take a look at what that is. Nice. Do some dual hacking. All right. For what it's worth, you hacking on your thing yesterday was what inspired me to do this. So we're both inspiring each other. A dwarf emote? What? That is the coolest thing ever. But I apparently don't know how to emote emotes. That's fun. Oh man, I lost it. Oh dang. Chat's gone. Okay. I'm not so. I was. Yeah, I know. That's why I was following him. What happened to my subscription? Fail. Okay, well, yeah. I do. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, weird. Try without the S. Oh, try without the colons. It's just not, I don't think it's, man, I can't see. Did y'all hear that? Or was it just me? Low battery. Please recharge headset. Oh man. Alright, well. I'm gonna have to get back to working because pretty soon I'm gonna switch headsets again. Alright. So let's see. Let's see if we actually see something here. Well, that doesn't help. I don't know what that means. All right, can't range over. Well, why can't I range over it? There's values. It's a thing. I'm doing something stupid. I know I am. Why can't I range over that? Let's actually see what it's doing here. Yeah, okay. We're looking for persistent flags. Installed Ubuntu on Windows. Yeah, that is yeah. It's the future, man. We're no longer installing Windows on Linux systems. All right, so yeah, I don't see. Unless I'm blind, I'm not seeing any persistent flags in here. Which I guess because I don't have any persistent flags. This is just a regular flag. Oh, you're kidding me. Hold on. Flag. Where are the? I don't see any other flags either, but I don't know if that's because false. It's not parsed. Well, I don't know what that means either. It doesn't look like anything's sorted. So okay, that's. What if we give it a persistent flag? Like, I don't necessarily need that, right? Because there's not going to be any child values. It doesn't look any different. Let's try to let's try to dereference it and see what happens. Well, that worked. I dereferenced the value. It worked. What if I do this? Wait, that's not going to be any different. I'm referencing the wrong thing. I dereferenced the value though, so I should be able to print the variable import back. And it should say foobar baz. Excellent. So that needs to be a map. I need to overwrite the import map. How do I overwrite the import map? Okay, well, I'm making progress. I know what's actually happening here. Okay. All right. So we're getting the import with the value of the map that has import path barbaz inside of it from our config file. And we are setting a variable import path. But what I need to be setting is a variable import that contains a map with import path in it, and setting that. I have no idea how to do that. Okay, all right. All right, so let's see. I need what I need to do is not have a nested config file. I bet you that'll work. What do you want to bet? Okay. Okay, yes. Which, you know, organizationally, I think that makes more sense, but this just might be the super quick solution here. Man, I'm digging this station. What is this? This is I don't know where the station is. I've lost it. There it is. This is on Pretzel, which I just learned about. This is Chill EDM Azure Skies by Abstraction. Well, let's just go ahead and like that, because I'm digging it. Okay. Yeah? Hit and miss? How so? I just wanted some music to, yeah, like you said, Zach, streamer safe, like, not be full of swear words and, or unpredictable, and, not have licenses I have to deal with. One great song attends you don't, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. This is literally my first time using it, and the Chill EDM, station is working for me, but I haven't tried anything else. I imagine it could be spread out a little differently, you know. All right, so let's see. I think this might actually work. Score, touchdown. I've got a variable. I think it worked. All right, so now if I don't have the flag, it should just pull barbaz from the config file, yes. And now if I override on the command line, bingo. Yes! Excellent. Excellent. Well, that I feel accomplished already, and it only took me 1 hour and 3 minutes to do it. I've got a variable. Okay, so I can remove a bunch of these like prints and stuff, because I don't need any of that, really. What I need to do is just run import XML. Now I can actually work on the actual function of the thing. All of that work for just trying to get a variable. Okay. So what I want import.xml to do is take the import path, Okay. Thought that was going to say it wasn't defined. And we want to take the import path and we want to parse the XML. And I suppose we'll need to return it, but for right now we're just going to deal with the error. All right, and we're not going to have to set error we do some more work, but I do need to learn a little bit about how to range through directories because we got an import path. So let's see. Say import path. Okay, so we're reading the import path, passing it into import XML. I should say, except we're not. So variable's not being parsed there. But it's just set. I wonder if it just shows global, right? It's inherited. Yeah, it's already available. Son of a gun. So I've half got a variable. What did I just do? How did I lose that? Did I spell import path? Import path. I swear, code's just like stopping working. Back it all out, see what happens. Did it work there? Right. Because I didn't bind it to okay, I'm getting it from Viper. I'm getting it from Viper. I'm getting it from import command, but I'm not binding it when it runs. So now it's bound to the variable. I really have no idea what I'm doing. Seriously. Well, thank you. I'm glad to be of service. Yeah, it's not being passed in. Okay. I'm using the wrong variable. Let's try this again. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So along those lines, there's I watch a whole bunch of woodworking YouTube videos because I like woodworking, and most of them are like super polished, and they like show you like 15 minutes, and they have built a house basically, and everything's perfect, and they're fine. But there's this one guy. He's a French Canadian dude. He's called, I think his channel's The Woodpecker, right? He's super cool anyway. But like he really shows you like every time he screws up, and he just like over and over and over. He's like, I tried, and I cut this thing too short. See how these don't match up, and so I did it again, and I cut it again, and it's too long. It's like, okay, I don't feel so bad because this guy's been doing it for a decade, and he makes really cool things. And he screws up just as much as I do, so it makes me feel a lot better about myself. So I'm glad I can help in the programming realm of just showing somebody who failing is a regular thing. So that's right. Yeah, I'm happy to fail in public. Just don't point any potential recruiters to this channel. Huh? All right, so I do have. Now I'm getting. Now I'm getting the variable. All right, so I think I've got it. So what is happening is in this init function, which runs first, Cobra is looking for persistent flags that I've set. I'm sorry, Cobra has, I'm setting here a persistent flag import path for Cobra, and that's what's parsed on the command line. And then Viper, whatever is set for import path inside of the Cobra persistent flags within this command, within this import command, subcommand. You can't see my hand. I'm pointing to, okay. Anyway, maybe I'll just use the mouse. Within import command, Viper is looking for the persistent flag from import command named import path. And it's binding it to a Viper flag import path, right? Using this variable, which we set up here, right? So this is where I was getting the no pointer. This variable hadn't been set, and I was trying to dereference it. Now it's set because I've got the right name in the config file. I've got the right name that I can overwrite it on the command line down here, right? And then it's just set whenever I use the CLI. So if I did, instead of that, if I just did -i, foo, -i, foo, it's set to foo. So that part's being set there. Now, when import command runs, the pre-run resets the variable to the Viper string, the global Viper string for import path, which is how it overrides the bind flag for import path with the configuration file and or the environment variable. And it only overrides it if the environment variable or the config file exists. And then when the actual command runs, I have a variable, the overridden variable for import path, that's being passed into import.xml, which contains either the environment variable or the config file or the command line flag, with command line flag taking precedence over environment variable, and environment variable taking precedence over the config file, which is good. That I can have a considerably better understanding of Viper and Cobra today. So if nothing else is accomplished, I have done that. Great. Now I need to move on to having no understanding of something completely different. Okay. I'm getting the variable in. Now I need to translate that to a path, which I think is going to be much more boring for you all because it's going to be a lot of reading. So what I need to do is add a new source with a browser window. So let me go ahead and pop out a Go browser window, so at least you can see what I'm looking at. And I'll add a new source on the fly, like a pro. I'm going to call it not a screen capture. Why? on a screencast. Why am I drawing a blank here? Not a group, not a video capture, it's not text. Media source. Media source? Is there a new media source? No, that's a browser window. Yeah, for playing video. What am I doing wrong here? I need a new window is what I need. Window capture? Screen capture? I don't think a screen... Maybe it is screen capture. Let's see. I'm going to remove this. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Zach. That was right on, right on. Right on, okay. But it looks empty to me. Because Chrome, that's right. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing we're gonna do with Firefox because Wayland and X-Wayland and whatnot. But it should be easy enough. Let's see, we're gonna change this to this. I don't know. See, this is like trying to do a demo live, right? That counts. Disable hardware acceleration for browsers and OBS to be able to capture. Yeah, there's, so with Linux in Wayland anyway, there is, what's the name of the thing? I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Didn't Firefox just get hardware acceleration? Is that why Firefox is no longer showing up? They like literally got it this week or something. Dang open source developers, and they're adding features. Hey, look at that. Check that out. I figured it out. All right. We'll go ahead and do this as well. All right. All right, so we're gonna go like basic. And this is, I've been working with Go for like a year and a half. And you're gonna laugh at me, but I'm still gonna have to look up how to like open a file. So let's see. Because you don't open a whole lot of files when you're writing operators. I could connect to AWS and I could manipulate Kubernetes and OpenShift. Never open a file. Reading files. Yeah, there we go. Reading files. Yeah. So I've got a reading file. So I've got something that's tailing a file already, which is kind of cool. actually, let me show you that. I'm not just now, like, barely getting this working. I can show you the what I can do is with my little CLI program, I already have the base function working, right? So if I give it the path of game log, it will tail the game log and print the lines for me. So let it go, let go, and oop. All right, so it's tailing the file now. Watch, I'm gonna open DwarfFortress, and that's probably kind of loud because DwarfFortress sounds. Yeah, see? Starting new game, creating a world. Yeah, see? That's pretty neat, huh? So, I don't completely have nothing. I just sort of have nothing. All right, so I do know how to read a file tailing it, but I need to figure out how to like read a directory and kind of parse through files that are found in there. So let's see. It's probably going to be an OS, in the OS package. Go ahead and close the Chrome one. So go read directory. List a directory and go. Nice. File path.walk. That's exactly what I want. That probably works very much like Python. Let's see. There's a path. Okay. All right, so that's just temp stuff. That's for demo purposes. Looks like they're just deleting things out of it. All right, so what I would want is file path.walk, location, and looks like a walk function. Walk function is a type of the function. Type of the function called for each file or directory visited by walk. Okay, so I can have it just like do a thing with whatever I find when I walk the path. Fair enough. So, first of all, what I want to do, first I got to check that the path exists, which I've already done in a different file. So let's go ahead and make a new file. I read a thing once about the right way and the wrong way to create a common library or something within Go, and I have completely forgotten it, but I know this works, so I'm going to do it this way and then go back and read that later. All right, and because that's in the same package, it should be no big deal to remove this, put it in here, import the right things, and it should work. So maybe I should make that its own. I should make it its own language. For now, we'll do it that way. Okay. So run's going to start having some errors because this needs to say common. Oh, but it's not imported. I just undid what I was doing. Okay. This is probably the dumb way to be doing this. This is GitHub. Or not GitHub. This is VS Code working against me, or at least the Go language server. Go Pulse, PLS, Go PLS. Yes. Yes. And this is going to say common. Yes, that should work now, right? Oh goodness, what am I even doing? Is that not the right way to do this? I've got it. I've got it. All right, yeah, I'm doing it the wrong way. I'll figure that out later. This is just a waste of time. We'll do it this way. For now. There's another declaration that does not exist. Where? Oh, it's there. I wonder if that's why it didn't work. All right. One more try. Move this here. Boom. Yeah. And so this is not going to be able to find its thing. That's not going to be able to find its thing, but this is here. It's going to be package common. Run still doesn't know it's there, but now I can import it. No. All right, yeah. Fail, big fail. Note to self, read a little bit more about Go package management within your own project. All right. Anyway, so that's working. Now if I can go to import, let's say, if it doesn't exist, it returns the all right. Does not exist. Cool. probably need my own error code for that. But oh, y'all can't see that because I didn't move the browser. That was a lot of nothing. Let's see, maybe I can move it, make it a little more helpful. There. Now if I at least forget the browser, y'all can see my code. How about that? Even if I forget to move the browser, you can see my code. Whatever I'm working on in the main window anyway. All right. All right, so that should report whether or not. Well, that's not true at all. There we go. All right. So if file doesn't exist, it should error out. So let's test it. Bar baz. Nothing. Error. Unknown short tag. Oh, right. Import. Working at import. Okay, maybe I need to at least print something, huh? Cool. Okay. So at the very least, it is returning. I wonder if it's All right, I need to bubble that error up somewhere. Let's see. I assume that's what this was doing. I'll figure that out later. Is that a famous to-do? All right, so now if I have a real directory, such as SoundSense, nope, that's SoundPack zip, zip. D. Bingo. Okay, so now if I give it this, I have a path. I have a path. It's SoundSense. Beautiful. I'm going to set that in a config file. We're going to use it. We're going to move that to downloads, just so I have it. I don't have to redo it every time I reboot. bet it's not parsing the tilde. I learned a way to do that at some point. Where did I learn that? I learned that in some other project. All right. Pardon me for a second. Okay, so it's not parsing the tilde for home directory. So we'll just hard code that in for right now. Yeah, all right, beautiful. Yeah, right? Trigger warning for real. How likely am I to come back to any of these to-dos? I don't know. Let's see if OS dot is dir. How do I validate it's a directory? Mode. OS file mode. I wonder if there's, so I'm already doing that in common. Got an os.stat. You know what? I think I'm going to return a file. Wrong thing. False. Is it not os.file? What is it? What does os.stat return? Why don't, I've got it right there. Why don't I? For real. os.stat returns os.fileinfo. Thank you. And let's see. Let's see how to do this. If there's an error, I need to return the error. Not sure how to handle the other error. So like, there won't be anything. It'll be a null value, so I can just say info, right? Right? It'll just be a null value if there's nothing returned. As long as it's an is, not a, yeah, okay, so that's fine, that's fine. Just gonna change this a little bit, let's see. We would say exists info equal to does not exist. Honestly, at that point, I should just be calling it my own self. I just wrote like a full-on wrapper for the same function. Yeah, all right. Just obsoleted my own code. Okay. Exists stat. Nope. Stat returns just file info and an error. So info and error. Info error. Stat I. If error is, what was the error? If the error is, oh, we don't need to say if, but we can say if else. Now we have the info. Info. Mode.isdir. If not info.mode.isdir, then import path is not a it's not empty. Okay. Cool. So let's see if I give this like import dash I. Oh, I don't know, may not go. Right. Because I obsoleted these. So basically, I want to do this to those. We don't need the info. And if you gotta love just like undoing your own work. Import path is not a directory. Beautiful. Weird that I'm printing that in a couple of different places. I'll have to track those down. Oh, but I got an exit status 1. What? That was what I was just having trouble figuring out. All right. Anyway. So we're checking if it's a directory. If it's not a directory, blah, blah, blah. If it is a directory, we're gonna walk it with file path dot walk. Path and a function. Function's gonna be print. So what did I just look at? Walk. Path.walk. Path.walk. I. And func. Anonymous function. Anonymous functions not take a variable. Got a variable. Am I doing something wrong there? Right, needs a name, duh. Or, sorry, a type. String. Now it's wrong. I mean, can I not? I mean, it's... returning anything. I don't need to return anything. And that's literally what it's... Can I use func? If I type func, and it's filepath.walkfunc. Alright, so what's a walkfunc? Use filepath.walk function and package path file path. It walks the file tree, calls a walkfunc for each file in the directory tree. Oh. So I have to give it string info error. And it has to return an error. Has to return an error because now it satisfies type, the interface, something. It has to return an error if there's an error. I've already got an error. Because I don't know what the errors are. Well, if there is an error. Not a directory. Boom, look at that. Look at all those files. All right. So, walk in a directory. Beautiful. What is that? It's just path. So what I want to do is create a whole lot of I want to create a slice of files, slice of strings. We're going to call it files. Found files. It's going to be slice of strings. For each file in the path, if it's a file, if info.load.irregular, then found files and path. I'm not doing that right. Hey, Chronifer. No worries. Hey, this is that app I was talking to you about this morning. In chat, the rewriting that DwarfFortress SoundSense app. So yeah, you'll get to, as Stephen put it, you'll get to watch me fail publicly. But I'm getting there. I've already solved the one problem, which was bugging me. And it only took an hour to figure that out. And right now I can't figure out how to append to a slice, which should just be second nature, but apparently... Glory, yeah, failing gloriously, thank you. And slice. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm doing something wrong. Append to the slice. The thing. Okay. Wait. What? Oh no, just append. Okay. Okay, so it's not acting. Okay. Right. The slice doesn't have an append function. The append function knows how to append to slices. Right. It's not Python. This is Go. This is not Go, or not Python. So found files path. No. Thanks, Kron. I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't think that... I wouldn't say that. I think people are just familiar with the code they've been working on. Like when I looked at the code you shared this morning, I did the same thing. I was just like, not sure what's going on here. I need to look at it a little more. So don't stress too much. I think you're looking at brand new code. So a slice in Python or in Go is sort of like an array in Python, but not quite. It's there's an array underneath a slice, and a slice is a part of that array. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, yeah, it's certain. Is the feeling universal pretty much across all code? It certainly is for me. You know, so I was contributing to Steven's repbot, right? That's written in Go. I know Go, right? It still took me like an hour and a half of just like kind of looking at it, trying to figure out where I was and what things were doing. So just trying to figure it out like before I could start. So all right, so what I'm trying to do is just append an element to this slice, and I don't know. Oh. So is this returning a thing? Is returning a new thing? Yep, okay. That's exactly what it is. I need to... Oh no, there's nothing wrong with your code. It was just new code to me, you know? How many bots join Twitch streams? Why are you trying to tell us you're a bot? You're a well-written bot, Chronifer. Like you're a bot that knows how to bot. So well done. Found files equals append found files path, and then when we're done, we will say for index element in range found files print e. we should get a nice little bitty, a lot. Yeah, no kidding, Zach. I should get a nice pretty list. Oh, wait, looks exactly the same because we didn't give it any new lines. They're all strings. Now, pretty, excellent. Excellent, look at all those MP3 files, excellent. All right, so now I need to filter out everything that's not an XML file because what I'm trying to do here. Let me see if I can share it. This SoundSense is actually pretty slick. It really is. Let's see. Can I open a different file? What's the easiest way to do this? Maybe I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Here's the easiest way. I got Vim right here. So in downloads, let's pick an XML file, right? So it's pretty neat. We'll look at social. And this XML file defines all the sounds for all the events that happen in DwarfFortress that have to do with social things, right? So within this list of sounds, if it matches the pattern, the something and the something have married, congratulations, that's dwarfs getting married. It says the file path to play is bell.mp3. And it has an attribution URL, which is kind of neat. That's where they got the file from. And then there's only one sound for that one, right? One sound file. The next thing, they've organized a wedding reception at something, right? So there's 4 different files to that could be potentially chosen from to be the sound of that wedding reception. And all this has already been all worked out, and there's hundreds and hundreds of events and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sounds, right? And I don't want to reorganize all the sounds and all the events. I don't want to have to write all that out. So what I want to be able to do is import the XML they've already done and use that information to then with Go play those sounds when the blog pattern shows up, right? Could I filter through all the entries and only any entries we want to list? Yes, I think I can. I need to figure out how to get it to match XML, and I think I can do that. Or I could definitely do it with a Regex, but I was thinking maybe there's a smarter way of doing that. But that's what so the idea is I want to be able to import all these just once and have it written out to YAML, and then have my thing read the YAML. And if SoundSense updates their thing, I can just re-import and get some new YAML from it. And this would allow anybody who is using my app, which probably just be me, but anybody else, to automatically update if SoundSense updates, because they're doing really good work. I don't want to obsolete their work. I just want to write this thing just for myself and to run it and go without Java. So anyway, so let's see. I guess that's probably the right way to do it, though, is the Regex. So what do you think? What are the odds of me being able to write a Regex without looking anything up? Let's see. Match equal to ra.compile. Let's see again. Star XML $. Oh, I know. I definitely know the regex for it, Zach. I just don't know the Go regex compiler stuff. But I think regex. Regex. Okay, so this is right. Can't initialize one value with, okay, an error. Can return an error. Oh, look at me. Look at me. I think I did it. So if is this gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? If no. How to use match? How to use the regular expression object? I don't want to look this up. I know how to do it. I know how to do it. If regex dot match match bool e match byte. I don't have a byte. The pattern. Oh, I'm doing so. I don't need a regex value. So, okay, so I could do it this way, but that's expecting string. So there's gotta be like match string. Oh. Come on, memory. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this all on memory, but I basically just used VS Code for this. All right, Steven, take it easy. It's good to have you. Thanks for hanging out and chilling. I appreciate it. Have a good evening. All right. If this matches, this is a thing, right? Why doesn't this work? Okay. So I can't use that in the if statement. I can say if matched error equal to regex max string blah blah blah. If I'm doing this in the wrong place too. What's in the background? Are you talking about the music, Chronifer? Or the Go? What background are you talking about? Some crackling. Oh, you know what? You might be picking up. So I had to switch headphones to because the other ones died. I think you're picking up sound from in the living room. So let me close the door. Yeah, I think my wife was doing something. She was making dinner or something, and you were hearing her do that. Sorry about that. I'm using the crappy mic on my webcam because my other headphones died, and these don't have. These have a mic, but Linux and Bluetooth. There's a long explanation, but the mic on these headphones sucks if I'm trying to use the headphones and a mic at the same time. So we're using a webcam, and yeah, I think it was just picking up crappy. It's like just picking up all the sounds, all the crappy sounds. So including whatever. Hang on. So this headset just died. So the other one's been charging. Let me try to switch back, and then maybe I'll have a better mic. All right, so this is the headset that died like an hour and a half ago, but it's been charging for an hour and a half. So let me change some inputs and some outputs. We'll say, we're going to record my stuff from this, and output to. All right. Did it work? Can you hear me? And can you hear the music? I can hear music. I think you can hear music. Alright, we're gonna go with that though. I think it worked. Okay, I'm drowned out. Let's see. Alright, so there's that. And that's a shame. There needs to be a... Oh, it's better? Okay, cool. I really need a like a real like dedicated mic for this, because messing with all the sounds has been kind of difficult. So, okay. Back to work. I think I'm close. I'm close. So we've got matched if matched. And like I said, I was doing this in the wrong place. Really, this needs to be done here. And undeclared name match. Oh no, because we're trying to match the path. Path is a string, and air is not used. Maybe we don't want to bomb out because we're in a loop, so we'll say if there's an error. I don't need to return an error. Yeah, oh, sorry, yes, I did. I'm using Fedora 33. I use Red Hat a lot at work, so I use Fedora a lot at home and personally. I'm a big fan. I've used Ubuntu before and Arch Linux before and a couple other distros, but Fedora really, I don't know, back around like Fedora 28 or something, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I tried it out and it was really clean and worked really well, and I've just gotten better since then, so I use Fedora everywhere. Yeah, Debian's great. Debian's great. I'm sure everything is pretty polished now. Like a lot of that's GNOME anyway, right? So, you know, I use Ubuntu server for some Raspberry Pi stuff and whatever. So, whatever works for you, it's good. So, now I'm kicking my green screen stand around. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I use a couple of Raspberry Pis that have got Raspbian on there. The Raspberry Pi 0Ws, because I guess the new version of Ubuntu server doesn't support the ARM v7 from the
architecture for the Raspberry Pi Zero Ws, so I've got to use Raspbian. The other Raspberry Pis, like Raspberry Pi 4s and 3s, Ubuntu has the so Ubuntu has the support for the 64-bit ARM HF V8, I think, or it might be V7. Yeah, so the Raspberry Pi Zero Ws are the older architecture, and they're not getting the new ARM architecture. And Ubuntu supports the new ARM architecture, so it works with Raspberry Pi 3s and 4s, but not the Zero Ws or zeros. So Raspbian does, so I've been using Raspbian for the Raspberry Pi Zero Ws and Ubuntu server for the 3s and 4s. So whatever the versions there are, I think it's 7 for the Zero Ws, but I'm not positive. All right, I'm just going to have it print the error here and not do anything. I don't think we're getting an error from a regex anyway. The Zero Ws, so I have one of them, I'm in the process of writing another Go application that reads the wireless information real time and prints it out to the console. And I was using that to troubleshoot like poor wireless reception when I was renting a unit a couple of months ago. The landlord's Wi-Fi was not so great. I was trying to figure out if it was like location dependent or not. So I was having to print that stuff out, and that way I could walk around with the Zero W, set it in a spot, have it like show it. So I was doing that with it printing to the console, but I just bought a e-ink hat for it as well. So I'm also trying to learn how to do the e-ink display so that I can print it onto the e-ink display directly on the Zero W and then get a battery, and I can just walk around with just the Zero W and a battery. I don't have to have a monitor or power supply or anything. Just like a little scanner. This is what the Wi-Fi is like in this corner of the room. This is what it's like in that corner of the room. When I was developing that app with my laptop, it was really neat. I could take my laptop and like when I walked past the fridge, the wireless signal just like tanked, and then left the fridge, you know, back over by the window, and it got really good again. So it was really enlightening. That's what I'm using one of the Zero Ws for, and then the other one was going to be for a like a weather sensor. I wanted to do something similar, put it in a weatherproof case, and drop it in different parts of the yard. And this is for when I lived in a different state before I moved to Hawaii. Yeah, Wi-Fi and fridges don't mix. That's for sure. Wi-Fi and fridges don't mix. You know, fun fact: Wi-Fi and books don't mix either, right? Because apparently wireless signals don't go through water very well. So if you're in a library, they have to have a ton of extra Wi-Fi access points because the leaves of the books soak up moisture and kill the Wi-Fi signal. I learned that working at a university. Previous to the university I used to work for, so it was a long time ago, so maybe it's different, but yeah. At least 10 years ago with Wireless B, the wireless had a really hard time going through water, and the moisture in the pages of the books was enough water to kill the Wi-Fi signal between stacks. So, yeah, so I'm trying to match some files. So let's see if we get the files and it matches. Let's see if it works. I think I've got it. Haha! Look at that. All from memory with prompting from my excellent browser. I've got a list of XML files, and now I need to try to parse the XML files. So let's go ahead and make this a function, because that'll be easier. Let's see. Files. XML files. Error is equal to, what are we going to call this? Find XML files. That's creative, right? And we're going to give it the string, which is the path. And it's going to return for us a slice of strings and error. And we're going to make that and we're going to get these. And then now we're going to take it out of the other function. Oh. Yeah, I had too many things all at once. Trying to be smart. Func, find XML files. I string. That's the end of the function. It's expecting something. Oh, because I'm indented too far. There we go. Hey, Chroniford, thanks for hanging out. It was good to see you. Take it easy. Have a good evening. Take care. It was good talking to you. All right. So now we're going to get var found files, slice of string. We're going to return found files. Error, if any. It doesn't provide an error. Right, because it's a function. Blah, blah, blah. See, trying to do too much all at once. So, var found files, slice of string. FilePath.walk provides an error. It's got to provide an error, right? Yep. That's all it provides. Returns an error. It's an anonymous function, returns an error, and find XML files returns the slice and the XML file. So now we'll say XML files, XML files, error equal to find XML files XML files. Booyah! Got a function. Excellent. So now we need to parse the XML. But you know what? I think I'm all alone here now. Everybody else has dropped off. This is a perfect opportunity to call it a night. I've gotten a bunch of work done. 2.5 hours in. We have figured out the issue with the variable for import path and the persistent flags. We have rewritten our checks for if things exist or not. We have completely removed the need for this common file. Oh, Zach, you're still here. Awesome. Cool, man. I thought you'd taken off. Or taken off. You have a good night, too. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. It was really good talking to you. I'll hop onto one of your streams in the very near future and watch you play Sea of Thieves. I think that's what I've been seeing you doing. Awesome. I hope it was going well for you. I hope you didn't have nearly as many problems as I did. So, all right. Take it easy. Everybody have a good evening. And I'll catch you next time.